Hey, boys and girls, Doug Giles here. It's Warriors Rich.
And Wildmen. What's happening, Doug?
Man, you tell me. I'm a tabula rasa this morning, a total blank slate, and I'm ready to tackle any topic that you want to toss into the arena. What you got, man?
You know, I was about a month ago or so, a little longer, I went to do a men's breakfast at my church, which is cool. We do them, I think, quarterly. And I walked into the kids' sanctuary. You've been there. It's like a big room. It used to be our old sanctuary where we used to meet. I went in there. Everybody's sitting there hanging out, ready to go. Worship's over. Guys are just eating. And I pull out a cigar and I start toasting it up. People are looking at me and they're like, what are you doing? They know I smoke cigars. We meet at the cigar lounge, right? It's cool. They're like, you're literally in the church, in the kids' church, lighting a cigar. So I toasted up, start smoking it. And I said, and it was on Saturday, by the way. And you know, we have Saturday night church. We have Saturday and Sunday. And I said, hey, are you wondering, like, what are you doing smoking a cigar? It's going to smell like cigars in here when everybody gets here. I said, you know, it'd be terrible if the women and children came to church and it smelled like men had been here. And they all started clapping. I said, we're not going to smoke cigars in church and we're not going to start doing, that's not going to be our regular everyday. I said, but the church needs to smell like men have been here. It needs to look like men have been here. Men need to stop sending their families to church and start taking their families to church. And so that was the beginning of the whole thing. Stop doing weird, stupid, religious stuff. Be a man of God. Like, do you want your husband? I don't want my husband smoking cigars. Do you want him to go hang out with men and study the Bible? Yeah. Well, they're smoking cigars. I don't like cigars. You don't have to smoke them. So that's my intro, Doug. What do you think about that?
Well, of course, being a cigar smoker, I love it, Rich.
I figured
I
I could get by in with you, Doug.
Yeah, nobody would if it smelled like potpourri. When we first started Cigars and Sermons back in...
Wait, that was too good. Say it again.
Yeah, again, you're not going to get anybody caterwauling because the sanctuary smells like potpourri, but they will cigars, which is selective rage. You know, one man's trash, another man's treasure. I think if the cigar is good, I think it's a wonderful smell. Again, it's the smell of dudes. It's a smell of richness. It's the smell of conversation, of peace, of tranquility. And potpourri, it's the smell of malls. And
yeah, make my house smell like the mall.
Figurines. Yeah, so when we first launched Cigars and Sermons, I mean, it's literally called Cigars and Sermons. We had a big influx of people. I don't even know how they found out about it, but there were these two old catty chicks that are walking through my man cave, and everybody's blazing, man. And they're like, oh, there's cigars everywhere. You know, this place stinks like cigars. There's cigars there. And I come up right behind them. They don't know who I am. I go, hey, this is my house. Welcome. My name's Doug. And yeah, it smells like cigars. And I don't know why it surprises you because it's called Cigars and Sermons. But again, selective rage.
The name didn't register right.
No. Yeah, selective rage amongst the fastidious evangelicals. And I think, I mean, look at the churches, man, back at the, before the revolution here in the United States, when men would not bring themselves or their families to church, the pastors enacted a tobacco tax that when they come back to church, they have to dump, you know, a bunch of tobacco on the church in order to get back into good graces within the fold. That's the kind of church I like, man. That's the kind of church I like.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And I just, it's crazy. You know, like, well, you know, I live at the church. I mean, my apartment's at the church, and I have a room that I'm sitting in now that I meet with my team and everybody else, and I smoke cigars in here. Check this out. As a guideline, I don't smoke cigars in here after Wednesday because we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and the cigar smell's mostly gone by Saturday and Sunday. I live at the church, and I choose to do that. Nobody asks me to do that. And I go outside and smoke, or I go down to the little lounge here. Got a great place. I go over there. Plus, it's a good way to get out of the house a little bit, work over there. It's great. It's not a problem. Sometimes I don't go by that. If somebody comes in town and we're here, we'll have a cigar together, whatever. And I've never had anybody complain. I never had anybody ask me to do it. I've never had anybody complain. And I've never had anybody thank me for not smoking cigars after Wednesday. But I choose to do that because I want to.
Yeah, and it's the reason there is no complaining is that your staff is not gay and lame.
Yeah.
You got to find gay and lame to get them to start screeching like a wild boar that's been smacked with a muzzy broadhead. Here's what I about when I go to churches or I see worship services online and stuff. I complain about effeminate songs.
Yeah.
I complain about effeminate pastors. I complain, Rich. It gets my dander, my ire up when there's this Justin Bieber wannabe who's frickin' leading worship, singing about Jesus as my boyfriend. That's what pisses me off, man. That's what gets my dander up, man. Not cigars. And listen, and going back to the cigar smoke, man, when and this has happened in Miami, it's happened in Texas, you always get, the whiny wife complaining, you're sitting over there smoking cigars. Like, would you rather me be gambling? Would you rather me be at a strip club? Because when we smoke cigars, dude, we talk about everything, kingdom related stuff, business related stuff, politics, culture. And in our soirees around the glorious puros and the blue clouds that they billow forth from our perfect cigar sandwiches, these things called ministries and businesses and church plants have arose and have gone all over the nations, Rich.
Which podcast came from that?
Yeah, simply from doing what? Smoking cigars. So chicken fried steak, grease sweating fat men, don't give us a hard time about smoking cigars. And also nasally, whiny, just absolute carpy wives. Again, would you rather your husband be at a strip club? Would you rather your husband be hanging out with guys who cheat on their wives? Or would you rather, him smoke a cigar and talk about kingdom come stuff? So you take your pick, because you push him out of that kind of enclave where iron sharpens iron. He's going to find some bad company, and that's going to corrupt his good morals, guaranteed.
So smoke cigars, go to church, love your family, love God. All those things can happen at the same time. Warriors and Wildmen. Go to warriorsandwildmen.com, subscribe, it's free. We'll hit you up with a couple emails, let you know what's happening, keep you up to date. If you're getting something good, hit the war chest. This episode of Warriors and Wildmen is not like Doug. It's more like me. It was short and sweet. Warriors and Wildmen, out.